having some fun with Harlow, trying to stimulate her a bit. I honestly cannot wait until we have a yard for her. I know y'all have been waiting for a house update. We still do not know for certain if we will be getting the house we like. We'll know more details this week, and it's really promising. There's just a few minor things to sort out, but as soon as we know, I will update y'all, and then if we do get it, you'll see the house. But anyways, that's not what I'm talking about in this video. In this video, I'm talking about my health and roller coasters. So about a month ago, Jed and I took our vacation to Disney World, and it was a lot of fun. And on one of those days, I went on a roller coaster. And in that vlog, I kind of briefly explained that, yes, sometimes certain roller coasters can have consequences for me due to my health, but this is why I choose to do them occasionally. And a lot of y'all found it very interesting and relatable, and some of y'all asked if I could make another video expanding on this topic, so it's exactly what I'm doing. Also, if you hear loud music or like screaming, it's our neighbors. They're nice, they're just kind of rowdy. It's another thing I'm excited about with the house. I mean, maybe we'll still have loud, rowdy neighbors, but we're gonna have more space because we're in a townhouse right now. Everyone's right next to each other. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yes, okay, roller coasters. So before I continue, I would just like to say, keep in mind that everybody is different. People with the same diagnosis can have varying presentations of symptoms and what they can and can't do and whatnot. So just keep that in mind, and it's okay that we're all different as long as you're doing what's best for you. Now, when it comes to roller coasters, I have two main chronic illnesses that can be problematic. The first one is my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, or EDS. You can learn more about it in this video. But long story short, it causes a lot of chronic pain. I have joint hypermobility and instability. So my joint and muscular pain can be made worse from a rigorous roller coaster. Then the other condition is my dysautonomia, which you can learn more about in this video. And that has to do with my autonomic nervous system not functioning properly, which controls heart rate, blood flow, blood pressure, things like that. So because of my dysautonomia, I'm prone to blood pressure fluctuations and irregular heart rates and fainting, fatigue, and a roller coaster can exacerbate those symptoms as well. Now, my husband and I have annual passes to Disney World. That's really the only place we will go that has roller coasters. And most of their coasters are not super intense. They're just fun and imaginative, and there are a few I can do with little repercussions. And that would be Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom, Mine Train at Magic Kingdom, and there's also Slinky Dog Dash, which is their newest coaster. It's in Hollywood Studios in Toy Story Land. I haven't ridden it yet, but from the looks of it, I think it would be okay, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to ride it at some point this year. Then there are the coasters that I either can't ride or they will cause some noticeable repercussions. The coaster that I cannot ride is Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom. Even though that's not the most intense roller coaster, I can't ride it because it's very rickety, rockety, and bumps you around, and all of that bumping does not feel good on my joints, and I just don't think it's worth pushing myself to go on it because I know how much I'll be hurting afterwards. So that one, I don't do. So then there are two more roller coasters, and they're the ones that will cause repercussions for me, but they're also my favorite. It's Everest at Animal Kingdom and Rock and Roller Coaster at Hollywood Studios. So Everest, you don't go upside down or anything. There's just some points where you like really feel the G-force, I guess. There's one point where you go backwards and forwards, but that was not too bad. It can give me more problems than the other roller coasters, so that one I have to be kind of mindful about how I'm currently feeling and if I want to take that risk, but that one's okay-ish, I guess. That's the best way I can put it for me. Mine Train and Space Mountain, good. Everest, okay-ish. And then the most intense roller coaster, in my opinion, the most intense ride at Disney World is Rock and Roller Coaster. It is by far my favorite roller coaster I've ever been on. And it always makes me feel pretty lousy afterwards because you go upside down, you're going fast. It's just awesome. But The reason I can do Rock and Roller Coaster, even though it's way more intense than Big Thunder Mountain, is because the ride is smooth, whereas Thunder Mountain, it's all bumpy and rickety, and that just hurts me too much. So after I do a roller coaster, kind of intense, like, not kind of intense, that is intense, like the Rock and Roller Coaster, I'll just feel very weak and wobbly afterwards. I might feel really dizzy and lightheaded, and my blood pressure can fluctuate. And then of course, just there's the pain, you know, going on a thrill ride like that can make chronic pain worse. But the way I look at it is that you have to evaluate for yourself on a personal level whether this is a moment where you want to take it easy and listen to your body, or you want to push yourself a bit to live your life and create awesome memories and have fun. And whether you decide to push yourself and go on that coaster, whatever it may be, or you decide to take it easy and do what's best for your body, neither of them are wrong answers. You just need to evaluate what is best for yourself in that situation. And my choice for what I'm gonna do varies each time. You know, Rock and Roller Coaster is one of my favorite rides, but do I do it every time we go to Disney? No, because I know it's not the best for me, but occasionally I want to live my life and have fun and do that coaster, so I'll push myself a bit. And yes, there will be repercussions. I acknowledge and accept that, but when you battle chronic illness, repercussions are inevitable. Like I said, it's just about finding that balance of resting and taking it easy, pushing yourself a bit to live your life. And the only person who can determine that balance is you. And you know what? People on the outside may question your choices and judge you, but pay them no mind. They do not know you or your personal situation, so what does their opinion matter? And it happens to me. I mean, you know, I share my story on the internet. Of course, I'm gonna get some backlash, but one funny comment. Okay, at least I thought it was funny. The vlog where I went on the roller coaster, somebody commented saying, "You are such a liar. There's no way you can have dysautonomia and go on a roller coaster." And I try not to be salty. I mean, I don't respond. I just ignore those types of comments. But in my head, I'm thinking, whoa, all right, if you have a dysautonomia diagnosis and you go on a roller coaster, that diagnosis is voided, impossible. Just like, the two are not mutually exclusive. I mean, of course, some people with dysautonomia cannot do roller coasters, but there are some who can. What we can and cannot tolerate and how our illnesses present themselves varies so much from warrior to warrior. And it's something I mention a lot, but it's just because it's important to remember. And you also don't know how somebody's feeling in a particular situation. Maybe someone who has a diagnosis looks perfectly fine and they're out enjoying themselves, but you don't know. They could be hurting a lot or really struggling. Maybe this is one of those moments where they decided, no, I'm not gonna take it easy. I'm gonna push myself to live my life. And yes, I'll be paying for this later, but it's worth it. You know, just be kind. It's not really the topic I meant to talk about in this video, but it's a good topic regardless. So anyways, back on track. So people also wonder, how can I do roller coasters given my central line and my feeding tube? And that really just comes down to the restraints. The restraints just cannot put uncomfortable pressure or sensation around my tube or my port. And if the restraints are not appropriate for my medical devices, I just don't ride the ride. And I have ridden roller coasters with my port accessed and deaccessed, and really it comes down to the restraints. Now, of course, if I'm going on a roller coaster, I'm not actively running feeds or fluids or anything like that. That's definitely a time to be unhooked, in my opinion, at least. So long story short, yes, I can ride roller coasters. I can do the not so thrilling, easygoing coasters with little to no repercussions. And I can even do the super intense, exciting coasters that will cause me some issues, mostly in relation to my dysautonomia and my chronic pain. But when I'm deciding whether or not to go on a roller coaster, I just evaluate for myself whether it's a time to take a step back or it's a time to push myself. Though I will add If I know I may be going on a roller coaster, I will run more IV fluids to give better support to my dysautonomia. I'll make sure I have pain medicine ready if I need it. And if it's a more intense coaster, I will most likely try to go on that towards the end of our trip, because I won't be feeling too well afterwards and we can go home. So I hope this video clarified things for y'all. I know y'all were curious and I'm happy to answer those questions and curiosities you have. And if you want to share your experiences with roller coasters in the comments, please feel free to do so. And with that, I will say goodbye and thanks for joining us on our adventure.